Satoshi Nakamoto's original vision for Bitcoin, as outlined in the groundbreaking Bitcoin white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was to revolutionize the financial world by creating a decentralized digital currency. This currency would allow for peer-to-peer transactions without the need for a trusted third party, such as a bank. The focus was on creating a new form of money that was secure, transparent, and resistant to censorship and inflation. Although Bitcoin did possess all of these revolutionary qualities, it quickly gained a different reputation among users. Instead of being used as a day-to-day currency, people began to see it more as digital gold. This was due in part to its high price volatility, making it less practical for everyday transactions. Another factor was the fact that Bitcoin's network could only handle approximately 7 transactions per second, significantly slower than other payment systems like Visa, which can process up to 65,000 transactions per second. Additionally, the transaction fees associated with using Bitcoin were often high, further deterring its use for smaller transactions. However, despite not fulfilling its initial vision as a medium of exchange, several aspects of Bitcoin's design inherently aligned with characteristics that later led to it being compared to gold. For example, the fixed supply cap of 21 million bitcoins ensured that it could not be inflated by creating more coins, similar to gold's limited supply. The decentralized nature of its network made it resistant to control and manipulation by any single entity, much like gold's status as a universally accepted asset not tied to any government. Its properties of scarcity, durability, and resistance to inflation also made it an attractive store of value, similar to gold. As a result, many investors recognized Bitcoin's potential as a hedge against economic uncertainties. However, if Bitcoin had remained solely focused on its initial vision, it may have missed out on the diverse applications that have emerged over the years. In 2015, Vitalik Buterin, a 21-year-old programmer, launched Ethereum, a blockchain project that differed significantly from Bitcoin. Ethereum allowed developers to build and deploy decentralized applications, DApps, and execute smart contracts. This opened up a whole new world of possibilities for blockchain technology beyond being just a medium of exchange. One such use case was the creation of non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Unlike cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, which are fungible and can be exchanged on a one-to-one basis, NFTs are unique and cannot be exchanged in this manner. Each NFT has distinct properties and represents ownership of a specific digital item, such as artwork. Art has been a fundamental aspect of human culture since ancient times, and its integration onto the blockchain was a significant development in the art world. By using blockchain, the authenticity and ownership of artworks could be verified, reducing fraud and giving artists more control over their work. However, it's important to note that these artworks are not directly stored on the blockchain itself. Instead, they are represented by URL links to JPEG files. This means that if the company housing the image ceases to exist, so too does the image itself. Casey Rodarmor was just 15 years old when he dropped out of school, feeling that the classes were mind-numbing and the teachers incompetent. He couldn't bear to waste his time on such mundane tasks like writing essays. But being a restless soul, Casey couldn't just sit at home and do nothing, so he found a job as a game tester, which eventually led him to discover his passion for programming at the age of 21. While Casey may have been a rebellious kid in his youth, he was also fiercely ambitious. He aspired for more than just testing games, so he enrolled in a community college. However, in order to secure admission into the prestigious University of California, Berkeley, Casey had to manipulate his transcript. It wasn't long before he graduated with a degree in computer science and landed a job at Google as a site reliability engineer. It was during his time at Google that Casey stumbled upon the Bitcoin white paper in 2013. Intrigued by its revolutionary concepts, he decided to contribute to the Bitcoin community by becoming a core developer. Fast forward to the NFT craze, where people were creating and selling algorithmic generative art. For fun, Casey created his own collection, but never intended to sell them. That is, until he had an epiphany. Why not make some money off these unique pieces of digital art? And thus began his journey towards launching his own NFT collection on the Ethereum blockchain. However, as a Bitcoin core developer for most of his career, Casey couldn't ignore the glaring flaws in ETF's technology and security. The metadata and media files were stored off-chain, making them susceptible to tampering. These so-called NFTs were hardly secure or decentralized. Faced with this realization, Casey couldn't bring himself to launch his collection on ETH's blockchain. Instead, he started brainstorming ways to create NFTs on Bitcoin in a way that would be culturally acceptable to the Bitcoin community. But his options were limited. It couldn't be token-based since there are no smart contracts on the Bitcoin blockchain, and forking Bitcoin was out of the question. So Casey had to think outside the box and find a solution that would work with Bitcoin as it already is. Thankfully, the Bitcoin Taproot upgrade made it possible to develop Layer 2 solutions on Bitcoin and embed more data into transaction. And thus, Casey came up with an ingenious idea, inscribing metadata onto individual Satoshis, the smallest unit of Bitcoin. But there was one problem. Satoshis were fungible, meaning they were all identical and interchangeable. In order to turn them into unique digital collectibles, Casey needed a way to differentiate between Satoshis. That's when he came up with the concept of Ordinals. So what exactly are Ordinals? Imagine a race where each runner is assigned a number based on their position or order. In the context of Bitcoin, this means assigning a number to each Satoshi based on their mining and transfer order in the blockchain. By doing so, these previously fungible Satoshis become non-fungible and can now hold unique data inscriptions. These ordinal Satoshis can then be bought, sold, and traded like NFTs on other blockchains. However, unlike NFTs that often rely on external data storage, ordinals are fully on-chain, leveraging Bitcoin's inherent decentralization and security. There was an underlying beauty in Casey's invention of Ordinals, a breakthrough that not only solved technical challenges but also redefined the cultural landscape of Bitcoin and crypto forever. This innovation set the stage for a deeper exploration of Bitcoin's hidden treasures, leading to the emergence of a fascinating phenomenon, rare sats.